Greetings everybody. This is going to be a video on my opinions on abortion. And now bear in mind, I'm not a philosopher. My opinions do change, and I don't claim to know everything. But I do have opinions on this, and it's not easy. But I think I have it nailed. Anyway, one of the arguments against abortion is that you are killing a human life. However, this is to me, this is a bit of a misdemeanor because why does it have to be a human life? I mean, this is anthropocentrism, and for instance, let's say an alien impregnates a woman. Now, I don't think anybody would deny that that woman would be entitled to an abortion, and yet that alien who's impregnated that woman is creating something that is capable of intelligent life. But again, we wouldn't mind an abortion then, would we? So, to say that it's a human life is anthropocentrism, and really just a form of bigotry, to be honest. Furthermore, if we're talking about intelligent life, well, we would have to extend that to animals as well. For instance, we know that gorillas can they are capable of deep semiotic thought, that they can arrange symbols, they can communicate via sign language, and they can differentiate between signals, between verbs, etc. Verbs, and and they are capable of communicating in a very complex way that is not limited to instincts. And we can also apply that to animals that we would consider sort of autistic. For instance, cats. They are capable of making decisions. They're capable of learning certain learning from their environment, etc. So if you were to if it's based on intelligence, then we'd have to apply it to them. I'm just saying. Furthermore, I guess there's a part of the debate which presumes that life is valuable, and I would dispute this. Just because life is extremely uncommon in terms of, I mean, I guess you could look at it from the perspective that we are extremely lucky to be here. On the other side, you can say that we're extremely unlucky to be here, and as a pessimist, I would have to go for the latter. And the reason why is because life is not valuable intrinsically, at least if you do not believe in a god or something. Because, for instance, let's say you're a parent and you've got a car in the back and you are on your way to Disneyland as a surprise, and then halfway you turned around and abandoned your plan without telling the kids that you were going to go to Disneyland. You know, the kids haven't actually missed out on anything because they haven't had knowledge about it. Furthermore, might not have been Disneyland. Well, it could have been Disneyland, but they could have absolutely hated it for all they know. So life is not intrinsically valuable, especially if you're an atheist and you think that there is no heaven at the end of it. In which case, death is an inevitability, and that basically our life is wasted anyway. There is also the question of pain and when we are capable of consciousness or life. This is a difficult one, but I think there are two factors to this. There was René Descartes who said, what was it? Cogito ergo sum. I think therefore I am. And he likened animals to like machines. And I think he's wrong about this, but he argues that because animals are just instincts, they don't have consciousness, and therefore they are incapable of comprehending thought, of pain and thought. For instance, just because an animal has a nervous system doesn't mean that animal can comprehend pain. Instead, it's a bit like, for instance, take Star Trek and Data. Data is not capable of pain. Data is not a person. Data is a simulation of a person. He is not actually a person because he is incapable of simulating pain. He is not capable of comprehending pain. He is not a biological organism. And as going back to the fetus at a certain stage doesn't have a nervous system. So that's one thing that so that's one factor taken care of. The second factor is that a fetus does not have capability of semiotic thought. He's not capable of intelligence or interaction until it's born. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't think there's any ethical consideration when it's not murder, basically. It does, however, get a little bit more complicated because, for instance, let's say, to give you an analogy, let's say a pregnant woman, she intends to bring her child to birth, and this pregnant woman starts punching her fetus by punching her stomach, for instance, and she intends to bring it to birth. Now, that fetus, which will become a child, will grow up with perhaps disability caused by that. And I think most people would agree that that child, if it is going to become a child and it is going to be born, that it has a right to be as healthy as it possibly can at birth. I see it very similar to, say, circumcision. Circumcision is it is a transaction against a child that is incapable of deciding, and to say, well, it's my child, I can do whatever I want with it, is besides the point. It's not your property. And the reason why I bring this up is because there's a woman called Gianna Jensen, and she survived an abortion attempt. And as a result, though, she was born with cerebral palsy. And so I think a botched abortion is very much in the same mold as, say, a woman punching her fetus by punching her stomach, for instance. So I see it very similar to that, and as a result, I believe that abortion should be set at the time a fetus is capable of surviving an abortion attempt. Of course, if abortion becomes more efficient, then this is waived. Other wavering would be if the fetus is late on in a pregnancy found to have some sort of illness and would have a very poor quality of life, in which case I think it's more than justified. That's my opinion on abortion. I hope I haven't missed anything out. Let me know what you think if you have an opinion on this.